My name's Kyle Johnson. I'm a PhD student in computer science and engineering at the Allen School, and my advisor is Vikram Iyer.
Hi, my name is Chu. I'm a third year PhD student in the Allen School. I'm part of the Makeability Lab. I'm advised by Professor John Furlick.
I'm Pujita Garg, and I work with Ubiquitous Computing Lab.
What drew me into robotics was just how interesting it is to be able to make something that can move on its own. And the idea with the microflyer was to take advantage of these small electronics that we've been able to fabricate in the lab in order to control how it dispersed on the way down. So our origami microflyers here were actually inspired by leaves like maple leaves that have similar falling behavior. So in one state, it's flat and it tumbles really far away from the original drop location, but we can control the transition without having a battery, all while it's in the air. And in this state, it's the stable state or transition state, and it actually falls like straight down. And controlling the two states allows us to control how far away these devices float in the wind from the drop location. These things could be used for environmental monitoring, anything from climate change to even monitoring different insects.
AlgebViz initially was not part of my research plan. I was working on a visualization tool for sidewalk accessibility. And then I realized that this visualization tool was not accessible to screen reader users. I thought I could just adapt someone else's research framework into my visualization tool. It turns out there was no research project at the time, so I decided to come up with my own. So AlgebViz is a system that automatically generates alternative text for screen reader users for geovisualizations. So this is a map of the United States showing the different population density for each state. So over here is a brief summary of the current map visualization. It has a simple spatial pattern summary as well as descriptive stats. I'm going to start interacting with the map. I'll zoom in and now arrow my way around to the East Coast. And then here I can pull up more information.
In the current view, population density is high in the bottom right. Population density is low in the top left. The average population density is 523.3 people per square mile.
At the end of the day, alt text is still unidirectional communication. So I wanted to create something new. AlgebViz 2 is a system that has question and answering capabilities.
Type your question here.
During our user studies, we actually found that blind and low vision people asked many questions that were apparent to visual users. For example, what are the neighboring states of Oregon?
Oregon is bordered by Washington to the north, Idaho to the east, Nevada to the southeast, and California to the south. To the west, it has a coastline along the Pacific Ocean.
I'm interested in women's health and accessible health sensing systems. A World Health Organization estimates 2 million stillbirths worldwide each year, many of which could be prevented with timely care. Fetal heart rate monitoring is a standard part of prenatal care, which is often done in clinics using traditional medical fetal daptons, which are very expensive and also need trained personnel to actually use them. So I created Dapphone, which is a smartphone-based fetal heart rate monitoring system where just by placing the phone and using its built-in speaker and microphone, you can actually estimate the fetal heartbeat. In clinics, the traditional fetal daptons that they use uses a higher frequency range of 3 megahertz. For us, we use a relatively lower ultrasonic tone, around 18 kilohertz, because there's a constraint to how much the phone can actually emit. And then we use a machine learning pipeline to actually get to the fetal heart rate. To showcase how Dapphone works, we will put in the patient ID and gestation period, and then we will place the phone with the microphone and speaker facing towards the abdomen. So the beep will tell you to stop, and then you hit save. And then currently in Dapphone, we do not show the mother the readings of the fetal heartbeat, but we analyze it separately on, using the machine learning pipeline on the laptop. In the future, we would like to display the fetal heartbeat in the app for the mothers to see and then send on to her doctor. It all comes down to the tangible impact of making people's lives better for me. So tools like Dop Phone, in the hands of about 5 billion smartphone users worldwide, could actually expand fetal healthcare access to the areas which have hospitals far off or are inaccessible. With my background in computer science and my interest in accessible health sensing, using commodity devices like smartwatches, phones, etc., I want to build accessible health tools.
I'm also the co-founder of Avella, a vision for engineering, literacy, and access. Avella targets underserved youth in the Seattle area, predominantly Black, Hispanic, and Latino youth. The Allen School has actually helped fund the Africatown Community Land Trust. They have the William Gross Community Center, which is like a local makerspace down near the Central District, where we've been going and teaching classes each quarter. Hopefully together we can help impact the next generation of K through 14 students.
I came to the States doing a master's in urban design and architecture. Then I worked as an urban designer in Chicago for 2 years and decided that's probably not something I want to do for the rest of my life. I wanted to do research at the intersection of HCI and urban science. The more that we can talk to other people, the more that we can benefit from each other's knowledge and skills, the better research that we can create.
I really liked the research groups here, the incredible faculty member, especially it has one of the best ubiquitous computing and health sensing research groups working here in Allen School. And the proximity to UW Medicine was also important because it promotes clinical collaborations and real-time testing of our devices. I'm Pujita Garg.
My name is Kyle Johnson.
My name's Chu and I am CSE.
I'm CSE.
I am CSE.